They say time heals everything. But what if the pain was never about time? What if it was about forgiveness? This is the story of a boy who hated his father for years, until one unexpected moment changed everything he thought he knew. Arjun was 15 when he stopped talking to his father. He wasn't a bad kid, quiet, smart, and kind-hearted. But in his heart, he carried anger. Anger that kept growing every single day. His father, Ramesh, was a strict man. He believed discipline was love. He worked long hours as a bus driver, left home before sunrise, returned after dark. He hardly smiled, hardly spoke, and whenever he did, it was usually to correct or scold Arjun. Study hard. Don't waste time. Stop dreaming. Be practical. To a young boy, it didn't sound like love. It sounded like rejection. One night, Arjun's school had an award ceremony. He had won first prize in a storytelling competition, something he was proud of. He waited for his father to come. He wanted to see him smile just once, but his father didn't show up. When Arjun came home, still holding his certificate, he saw his father sitting on the sofa, half asleep, uniform still on, dinner untouched. "You couldn't come?" Arjun asked quietly. Ramesh just muttered, "I was tired. We'll talk later." That was it. "No, I'm proud of you. No congratulations." That night, something broke inside Arjun. He went to his room and whispered to himself, "I'll never need him again." From that day on, Arjun built a wall around his heart. He stopped sharing. He stopped waiting. And slowly, love turned into resentment. Years passed. Arjun grew up, finished college, and moved to another city for work. He barely called home. If his father picked up, he'd say, "Put mom on the line." Every visit home felt like a formality, like meeting a stranger who happened to live in the same house. His mother would often say, "Your father may not show it, but he loves you." Arjun would just nod, pretending not to hear. Inside, he'd think, love? He never showed it. He never cared. Then one day, everything changed. It was a cold Sunday morning. Arjun was at his apartment, scrolling through his phone when he got a call from his mother. Her voice trembled. "Arjun, your father's been in an accident." For a few seconds, he couldn't breathe. The world felt still. He rushed to his hometown the same day. When he reached the hospital, he saw his father, pale, hooked to wires and machines, eyes closed. For the first time in years, Arjun felt fear. Fear of losing the man he thought he hated. That night, the nurse handed him a small bag, his father's belongings. Inside were keys, a wallet, and a folded, old piece of paper. Curious, Arjun opened it. It was a letter, written years ago, to him. The ink had faded, but the words were clear. "My dear son, I know I haven't been the best father. I don't say much, but I'm proud of you. More than you'll ever know. I see myself in you, but I also see the man I never got to be. I work hard, so you can have a life I couldn't. I wish I knew how to show love better. Maybe one day, you'll understand." "Papa." Arjun froze. Tears filled his eyes as he read it again and again. All those years, all that anger, and his father had loved him silently, in his own imperfect way. He remembered every scolding, every harsh word, and suddenly they all sounded different now. Not as anger, but as worry. Not as rejection, but as care. That was the moment everything changed. He realized his father wasn't cold. He was just tired. He wasn't unloving. He just didn't know how to express it. The next morning, Arjun sat beside his father's bed. He held his father's hand for the first time in years. "Papa," he whispered, his voice shaking, "I read your letter. I'm sorry for hating you. I didn't understand before." Ramesh slowly opened his eyes, weak but smiling. He tried to speak, but his voice cracked. "I was proud, always." Arjun couldn't hold back his tears. He hugged his father gently, feeling the years of distance melt away in seconds. That day, forgiveness didn't just heal a wound, it rebuilt a bond. Weeks later, when his father recovered, Arjun framed that letter and kept it on his desk. Every morning, he'd look at it and smile, because forgiveness had given him something years of anger never could: peace. And maybe that's the truth for all of us. We hold on to grudges, thinking it protects us, but in reality, it only keeps us from healing. Sometimes, The people who hurt us are just people who never learned how to show love. And sometimes forgiveness isn't about them. It's about freeing ourselves. So if you're holding on to something heavy, maybe it's time to let go. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Because in the end, forgiveness doesn't change the past. It changes the way we see it. And that can change everything.